These roads of flames are catching a fire. Showed you I loved you, you called me a liar. Oh no, no, no.
Hi, welcome back. So as you can tell, I have new hair, which I really like. This is my natural hair, no extensions, and it's just twists. My aunt actually did it, so yeah, my aunt's friend. But yeah, I think it's cute. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to get back on doing my channel and stuff like that, trying to stay a little bit more consistent. And I think I wanted to move towards like talking more about trying to heal and being kinder to ourselves and taking it like day by day and doing stuff like that. So I think one of the biggest things that I struggle with filming is like I don't sound like everyone else. I'm very awkward. I stutter a lot, and it's really weird because I'm really good at public speaking. Like it's not like that when I almost talk. That's like my job. Like I talk for a living straight up. So it's really weird for me when I record myself. Maybe it's just because I can hear it back and I pick apart all the imperfections. But and another thing is I'm so worried about talking too much because I just have so much to say. And I don't know how to condense it down because I feel like all of it is important, especially when we're talking stuff like God and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to leave out anything. But yeah, so I guess some of the things that I've been working on and stuff like that is learning that I am allowed to be myself. You are allowed to be yourself. We're allowed to be the people that God created us to be. With that comes with being more mindful. I know that because I enjoy hearing what people have to say, and I like to have meaningful conversations. Sometimes I do have to meet people where they're at as well, out of courtesy and respect for them and the boundaries that they may express or may not be capable of expressing. So some of the things that I do is if somebody's talking, it's so hard for me not to talk over them because I'm so excited, and I don't even mean it in a rude way, but I kind of just to step back and listen to what they have to say in the way that I would want somebody to listen to what I have to say. Kind of like basic things. That way you can have kind of like a fair conversation and everybody's opinions and what they have to say is respected in that way. Another thing that I learned too is that I don't have to apologize for being who I am, even though I mess up, even though I'm not perfect. I'll be very transparent. Because of how I grew up, my testimony is very dark and hard to, like, it almost sounds like if I were to try and explain it online. If I were to explain it, I feel like I'd be laughing all the time, which would make it not sound real because I just don't know how to explain it. But yeah, no, my testimony is really rough. And with that, I had a lot of trauma that I dealt with growing up and trying to learn how to just live. It almost felt like before the trauma, I grew up in trauma, so there really wasn't a before, but before, I was almost living in autopilot while I was still in the trauma, which helped me almost not sound alarms to everybody else around me. So I could go to school and look normal, and I could, do things that normal people would do, and nobody would be worried about me because it didn't look like I was in trauma. But as soon as I stepped out of the fallacy of what I was living in, and realized what it was for what it was, it felt like that all autopilot switch just turned off, and I had to do everything manually, like breathe in, breathe out, because I literally stopped breathing, or I would just, it would be such a conscious thought for me to remember to breathe or remember to, my thoughts would be racing and remember to kind of bring it back and like calm down, and just like simple basic things started to become stuff that I was almost incapable of. I remember this still is a big struggle for me too. Trying to take a shower every day. I don't know why or what it is with depression, but that's the biggest thing for me, at least, is I love smelling clean. I don't hate the shower. I don't hate being in the shower. I don't hate getting out of the shower. I don't even hate how long it takes to take a shower. For some reason, though, my brain has OCD around it where if the stars don't align, I won't shower. Like, if I don't have the clothes that I want to wear, the pajamas, the underwear, the socks, if I don't have my soap in the shower, I don't know where it is, or I can't find my deodorant, I can't lay out all my stuff, or I'm missing something, or the shower's a mess and I have to clean it, my brain kind of just shuts down and is like, it evaluates how worth it is, how much worth it would be to shower. And because my energy levels are so slim, to try to clean the shower and then get in the shower almost uses up so much manual power that I would not be able to do anything else in that day. If that makes sense. Some people might understand that. Some people be like, what? But that's genuinely how it feels. But yeah, so that's just one of the examples that I have. But it's kind of like that with everything. And it's been really hard for me to just accept that that's where I'm at right now and that's what I can do. And, you know, eating for me has become really hard where I will be hungry, but make food and it'll taste like ash to me. Like, not actual ash, but it will like have no flavor, or my stomach is turned off by it. Actively growling and my stomach is just like, I can't eat this. I don't want this. Even if it's something that I really like. And that's become hard for me because I have to remember to, you know, consciously remember to brush your teeth. Don't forget. That's my cat, sorry. Remember to take a shower and remember to eat and 3 times a day and remember to drink water and get some exercise. And I think with all of that, I guess God has been showing me through it that I didn't have to take control. I didn't have to be perfect at anything anyway. I know in the past, those things just came so easily to me, so that when they stopped being easy for me, young man, why are you in my camera? When they stopped being easy for me, it made me have to rely on God more often than I would have before. And to learn how to accept myself for who I am and accept myself for the journey and accept myself for where I'm at in my journey. I'm not at the peak. I'm not at the destiny or where I'm supposed to be. I'm still learning, you know, time is still moving and I'm just going with it. And for anyone else experiencing, you know, something similar, maybe not so severe, but, you know, just a little bit. Maybe you feel down some days more than you'd like to. Just know, when you feel like you can't talk to anyone, God is genuinely there. He might not come in an audible voice. He might not be able to give you a physical hug, but he is there. And you don't have to feel like when you're journaling, it's for no reason or in vain. You can talk to someone. Who cares? I'll tell you a quick story, actually, about why I started journaling. So, I actually started journaling a long time ago. Hold on, I'm going to move you, buddy. I'm sorry. A long time ago to my brother. Now, this is not the younger brother that I have, in case some of you people might know I have a younger brother. This is my older brother that I was writing to in some of my first journals. And this is a person that I never got to meet because he was actually a miscarriage that my mom had had. And she had a little story about how when she miscarried him, she was very sad because it was the first baby that her and my father were going to have together. And that she just knew that it was a boy. And on the night that she had miscarried, she'd had a dream that she actually went to heaven. And at the gates of heaven, there was a boy standing outside of the gates with like relatives and stuff like that. And she said that the people there were speaking without moving their mouths, so you could almost telepathically hear what they were saying. And she said that when she had arrived, all she heard was, "Your mother is here to see you." She heard people whispering, "Your mother is here to see you." And there was this boy, and he came to meet my mom, and she said he was about like 3, 4, 5 years old, so he was young, and he looked like a lot like my younger brother now, but obviously he would be older than my younger brother, but that, you know, he chose to pass away for a reason, and that one day she would know why, and to not mourn or anything because it wasn't her fault, that it was a decision that he made consciously. And so after he had said that, she said that she saw these 2 little flickers of lights, I guess, kind of like in the background, and she could hear laughter. It sounded like 2 children laughing. And then she woke up. And then a month later, she found out that she was pregnant with me. So basically, I wouldn't have been here if he did not decide to go to heaven. And for some reason, that's been probably one of, aside from Jesus, because Jesus already died for me, now I have 2 people that chose to let me exist in this world. So not only is God himself saying he wants Sidonia to be here, I got somebody else saying the same thing. So if I never had a reason to try to at least keep trying to exist just to see what happens, to see what they know that I don't, now I do. And I guess you never know who's rooting for you. And so, yeah, I started writing to him when I was very young. And his name was Daniel. So I would write, "Dear Daniel," and I would just write about my day because it felt stupid to write "Dear Diary." And I thought, hey, maybe he would listen. But, sorry, I completely forgot what I was saying. But I know I said, like, there is a part of me that, like, one day I was like, I'm writing to Daniel, but why can't I just write to God? You know, as I kind of, like, got more into, like, writing to God and stuff like that, I would have little subsections to be like, oh, by the way, God, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I can write to Daniel, but why don't I just write to God? That way I know that somebody's listening. That way I know that it's not kind of like in vain, if that makes sense. Because I know that God is listening. I've seen it. So that's how that started. And I think that has been super helpful to kind of see my progression and growth in myself and figuring out, you know, who I am, what I want to do, what I like, my hobbies. Why are you looking at me like that? He looks so mad at me. Oh, he's tired. But, yeah, so that's a little piece that I had today. Just a little bit of encouragement. Like I said, I'm not the best at this stuff. I really wish I was better. But I know for one thing, if I stop, I'll never know if I could be better. So, consistency and discipline. I'll post more videos and we'll see what happens. You never know. By next summer, I might just magically blow up. Like, but yeah. Also, let me know in the comments what you think about my hair. I think it's cute. I think she did a good job. So, yeah. All right. Bye.
Tell me where you gone. I've been feeling for your love so long. We can pray.